Greetings, class, and welcome to Module 5. In this module, similar to Module 4, we are working on CLO 1 and CLO 2. One thing I do want to mention, because we are past the halfway mark, it says, while there are no date restrictions on your module, focus on completing this before the 6th week of class if you want to stay on a weekly schedule. And so our module 5, overview, objectives, and reading preparation. For this module, the overview, students will describe different methods used to biologically treat wastewater. The objectives examine what target contaminants are being removed by the different biological processes. Compare, contrast different biological processes and the bacteria and environmental conditions needed under the operation of a trickling filter. Understand which environment bacteria thrive in. Describe the nitrogen cycle and how it is used to remove nitrogen from wastewater. And then our reading preparation. So from the wastewater treatment and disposal 1, we will be reading chapter 6, which is biological treatment overview, and chapter 7, which is biological treatment methods. And then from the wastewater treatment and disposal 2, we will be reading chapter 2, which is biological treatment overview. This should say module 5, but it's the module 5 math tutorial PowerPoint. Right? So going back, the other things that we have are the Module 5 Math Tutorial PowerPoint. Okay, so make sure that you go through this so that you understand the math that is used in this particular module. All right, you'll see the questions and the detailed explanation of what you will be doing, and how to set up your problems and do some problem solving. All right. Then we have our supplementary online video resources. Remember, these are very helpful in understanding the information for each of your modules. I give you extra videos just to help you have a look into the actual treatment process for these different sections that are covered in this module. And so we have the biological treatment of wastewater. We have the aerobic wastewater treatment with classical activated sludge, the anaerobic digestion and determination of TS, TDS, and TSS. All right. And then wastewater technology fact sheet. So all of that is really important information to help you understand the material that's covered in this module and to learn a little bit more about the wastewater treatment process. All right, so for this particular lab, you will be working on the determination of TS, which is total solids, TDS, which is total dissolved solids, and TSS, which is total suspended solids, as well as VSS, which is volatile suspended solids, and FSS, which is fixed suspended solids. Whew. That's a mouthful, so that's why we use the abbreviations. But this is a lab simulation that you will be doing, and you've done a lab simulation in a previous module. It's the same program, but a different example. And so you'll be setting up that lab report similar to what you saw before. And you see here in the instructions on how to do your lab report setup. You do have different sections within this virtual lab. So I am going to click on this so that you can see it. Okay, so this is your setup. All right, so this gives you a nice overview of what it's going to look like for each of these steps so that you can simulate what you would see in an actual lab for these different types of tests. I like this program because the pictures are realistic to what you'll actually see in a wastewater treatment lab setting. And so it makes it very nice to visualize what you'll be doing. So you have the aim, the theory, the pretest. Remember the pretest and the post-test, you do want to make sure that you attach a copy to your lab report, the procedure, the simulation, and then references and feedback. All right. So go through that. That'll be it's a really interesting lab. I like that one. All right. And then you have your math assignment for this module, and you also have a quiz, and then you have an activity. So for this module's activity, you will be doing a sales pitch, and you are pitching the SOG trickling filter. All right. And so the trickling filter, SOG trickling filter, is a low maintenance, eco friendly wastewater treatment system for both domestic and industrial wastewater that uses natural organisms to clean water. In this assignment, you will become a salesperson and create a video sales pitch showing why customers should buy a SOG trickling filter from your company. You must research, plan, and deliver a compelling presentation that includes cost, advantages, efficiency, visuals, and your own enthusiasm and professionalism. All right. So, the objectives by completing this assignment, you will understand how the SOG trickling filter works, compare its benefits relative to other wastewater treatment options, learn to communicate technical details in a persuasive marketing style, practice multimedia skills, video, slides, visuals, and develop presentation skills like eye contact, tone, clarity, and enthusiasm. Since you are selling or doing this sales pitch, someone does need to either videotape you or you need to have your camera or your phone camera propped up in a way so that you are always visible in this video, all right? Or if you have a webcam connected to your computer, then that would be even better. But you have to be visible in this sales pitch at all times, all right? And the slides, if you're doing slides presentation, you will need slides. So in your slides presentation, there is a way to show you as well as the slides in your video. So if you have questions on how to do that, let me know. All right. And so this gives you information about the research that you're going to be doing, planning your pitch, creating a video sales pitch, submitting it, and tips for success. All right. And so if you have questions, please let me know, all right, about this sales pitch. This is a good way for you to understand more about the trickling filters, okay, and to be able to understand if you are in this situation in the future, how to know if someone's coming to you trying to sell you something for your wastewater treatment plant. How to know if this is something that you really need or if this is something that is not cost effective for your plant. And so this gives you a way of understanding when salespeople come in and pitch different things for the wastewater treatment plant or for the water treatment plant for that matter, what questions to ask or what information you need to know about that product to see if it's beneficial for your company or not. All right. And so this gives you that side of it as well. So if you have any questions, let me know. But that is what you will be doing for Module 5. And so you will have the different assignments and your quizzes and your math assignments. And as always, have an enjoyable module and have a great day. See you in Module 6.